Welcome to My SSP Kit Online, your online home for the Integrated SSP Kit. Everything you need to teach each week lives here. Your user guide, screen displays, printable resources, screening tools, and catch-up resources. This short video walks you through your My SSP Kit Online from top to bottom, so you know exactly where everything is and how to use it each week. The page is organized into 4 zones. Across the top are your essential supports, including the user guide, screening, the generic daily review, and this navigation video. On your left are your Year 6 programs, organized by term, with an overview of each phonic concept covered in the term's teaching. On the right are your catch-up programs for students who need targeted support at an earlier point in the sequence. Again, with an overview of each phonic concept covered in the term's teaching. At the bottom, you can access training videos organized by term. The user guide is your first stop. It explains the structure of the kit, the teaching sequence, and how the resources fit together. This is information you can find inside your physical books, but it now also lives online in My SSP for easy reference. Let's go to the screening tools. The screening tools help you place students accurately, so you know which students follow the whole class program and which students need a catch-up program. The generic daily review gives you a ready-made review structure that you can use any day of the week. And this training video tile is where you'll find this walkthrough whenever you need a refresher. Let's take a closer look at your whole class teaching. The Year 6 program on the left side follows the term tiles in order. Each tile shows the stage being taught that term with a preview of the weekly sequence, so you can see the scope of the term at a glance. Hovering over the programs will show you the drop-down menu. And so you'll have 2 different options here. The first one with the printer icon is your printable resources from the manual. So clicking on this will open a new tab. On the first page, you'll see that there's an overview of the tasks that should be completed each day. The speech to print task and the dictation task are what you're going to likely want to print out before you actually teach in the classroom. So let's have a look at an example. Let's say I'm in week 6. I'm going to go to this week area here. I'm going to click on week 6 and I'm going to see that in the manual it says 59. So I'm going to type in down here 59. And that's going to jump me forward to the speech to print task for week 6. And you'll see the very next task is that dictation one. So if I want to print these out, I'm going to go to the printer icon, click on that, and then I'm going to go to the pages, customize, and remember it was page 59 to 60 that I wanted to print out. And then I'm going to go to the number of copies and think about how many students I have in that group. So let's say I have 10, and I'm going to be able to print out those ready for the in-class teaching. Now heading back to our other tab, let's have a look at the next option, which is our digital displays. So let's open that. And it's going to open up into a new tab. And again, for our example, we said week 6. So this home page is where you can quickly jump to another week. So if we click on week 6 here, it's going to jump to that part in the screen displays. So you'll see an overview of the teaching for the last few weeks and this week on this page with places for you to be able to model the spelling words and a short dictated sentence if you wish. The next page looks at the learning from a fortnight ago. So you'll see in week 4, we looked at the prefix non. It's got the phonic concept, some scripting to introduce it, and we also have our words on our word list as well as some vocabulary components here. It's the same on the next tab, but it's last week's learning. So in week 5, we looked at the prefix dis, and we've got that same content ready for you to use to review. And then we have a look at this week's content in more detail. So we have the prefix inter and all the words from the word list here, as well as those vocabulary components to bring in. The next page is that speech to print, so you're able to model each of the groups and the dictation task as well. Then you can use that little home icon to jump back to the first page, and you'll be able to jump forward or back into any of the previous content easily. The last part of the screen displays that you may not have seen are the word study templates have been added. So you can click on this word study templates part and it's going to jump you to a template. So when you're modeling the vocabulary activity on a Wednesday or Thursday, you're able to use this. So we have the prefixes and suffixes template, we have the commitment to complex template, and synonyms and antonyms, as well as dictionary definitions template. So check that out so that you're able to model on your whiteboards or digital displays as well. Now, in any classroom, we will have students working behind the teaching sequence. So that's where our catch-up programs come in. There are 14 programs starting with Stage 5A to E, Stage 4A to E, and Stage 3A to D. For outlier students operating below this level, please have a look at our Q&A to learn more about your options. Your screening results will tell you which programs your class needs, which you will have decided after putting your students into the PLD tracking sheets and grouping them accordingly. These resources are similar to the Year 6 programs in that you can hover over the program and you'll see the drop down, printable and displays. However, you may see reference to version 1 or version 2 displays. Version 2 are our new and improved slides, so we recommend you use these during your in-class teaching. Now remember that stages 3 to 6, there are actually approximately 40 to 60 concepts taught across the terms. So ensure that you look at what errors each student has made in the group to determine the best catch-up term for them. For this example, I'm going to open up stage 3A program. And we're going to click on the V2 screen displays. So just like before, we can click into the week we want. So let's, for example, go to week 6. This one is going to look slightly different to our programs because we're still actually teaching the high frequency words. So what you're going to see is day 1 initial teaching with scripting down the side and the most scaffolding. Day 2 with some reduced scaffolding and scripting, as well as day 3 being an opportunity to practice reading with no scaffolding. Now it still integrates your fortnightly learning. So it's got a review of this week's learning, last week's learning, and a fortnight ago learning as well. The next page is our speech to print task, and the last one being our dictation task. So how do we use these digital displays in the classroom when working across multiple groups concepts? To demonstrate this, let's get our 3 tabs open. So we're going to click on the programs, go into the screen displays, get that one sorted. Next one we're going to open is a stage 4 one, and the last one we're going to open is our stage 3 one. Okay, now we've got our 3 tabs open. We're going to click into the weeks. So I said I was week 6 for this example, so let's move into week 6 for each of them. So now that we have all of our tabs open, being able to move between these really quickly and easily is really going to help with the flow of the lesson. So we recommend using a wireless clicker. I've got the Logitech R500 wireless presenter clicker with Logitech Options Plus installed. Now this is free software that you can download onto your computer. And once you have your clicker connected, you are able to set it up with a keyboard shortcut. And so I have it set up so that the forwards and backwards works like normal, but I've got it so there's a keyboard shortcut. If I long hold on the forwards or backwards, then I'm able to actually switch tabs. So let me do a demonstration for you quickly. We're going to go into this and I'm going to be able to demonstrate moving forwards and backwards between those really easily, but I'm also going to be able to switch tabs by long hold press. So you can see that I'm able to switch through those easily and go through the content, going to my other ones and going through the content as well. You can visit our Q&A section for detailed instructions on setting up this for your device. In summary, you have learned how to navigate your My SSP Kit Online, how to print off the printable in-class resources from your Year 6 manual, how to use the new screen display materials, and locate our catch-up programs. For further coaching, please have a look at the training videos below.
If you found this information useful, don't forget to click the subscribe button and check out our related videos shown here. If you have any questions or feedback, please add them to the comments below and we'll be sure to respond. Otherwise, you can reach us via live chat on our website, pld-literacy.org. Thanks again for viewing.